nostalgic adventures here with a pick up and play video of some MSX Homebrew games. Now the first one relates to an earlier pickup, which is the video expansion for the MSX, which puts in a V9990 graphics processor. There's separate outputs from the cartridge as well. That was the video processor that was in the MSX Turbo R systems, which are very rare and hard to get hold of. So this is a way for you to add extra graphic capabilities to a normal MSX system. And somebody has actually released a game that targets that graphics chipset. Of course, that sorry, I had it out testing it. That of course limits the market, but still. I do believe quite a few people ended up buying the game, and it's I mean, it's a shoot 'em up, so of course very interesting to myself. So it's called Codename Intruder, and it's a vertical scrolling shooter with I mean, I've had a quick go of it before this just to see whether I can potentially capture it. I'm going to try. In this video. I can't promise anything though, because having numerous sync issues and things like that. But it's just interesting having a game that targets something this finite, but also, you know, enables to show a little bit about the graphic capabilities of the chipset. Looking at it, it's a fairly simple shooter, but it's just great seeing something like this you know, being brought out, and finally I've got something to play with this, which I haven't really had a chance to, you know, have an actual play with it myself very much at all. In fact, getting it out for this is probably the first time I've actually plugged it in to my machine. So we'll see how we go capturing that, but it does have an interesting story behind it. Now there is a second one that came with this. I actually ordered that Codename Intruder as the second game to this one. This is the Trigger game. So basically, Atari Soft actually were supporting the Colecovision quite well back in the day, but there were a number of their games were almost finished versions, but they never actually finally released them for the Colecovision, and one of those was Joust. And it's actually quite a good version of the arcade game, home conversion, but it never ever had any sound. So there was a ROM floating around, obviously, you know, leaked by the developers at Atari Soft before that part of them was shut down. So they've been circling for ages, and then I think about 2 years ago, somebody in the Homebrew community added sound and put it together with Team Pixelboy and released this Homebrew version. So that was its first ever physical release with sound. Now, coupled with that, the guys on the MSX side of things have gotten together and made a new cartridge, because the Coleco uses a different sound chip to the MSX. So porting games to and from them does have a few tricks and traps. You've got to, well, you have to basically reprogram the sound effects and the music and things like that. So for the Coleco, they've brought out the Super Game module, which adds an MSX sound chip, which makes a lot. That's why a lot of MSX conversions have appeared for the ColecoVision. But the other way around, to make it easier to port some Coleco games that would never appear on the MSX, they've introduced a ROM cartridge that actually has the sound chip from the Coleco in it. But rather than just, I mean, that sound chip's fairly primitive. What they've done, they've kept the sound effects from the original Coleco version, but you can also use the MSX sound chip as well, and they've written specific music using the chip in the MSX. So here it is here. I'm talking about it and saying the word Joust, and haven't actually been showing you. I'll take it out of it. It comes in a nice plastic protective baggie. Sorry, that's a little reflective too. I'll take that off because we're going to play it. And as you can see, it has a Texas Instruments sound chip embedded in it. But I do believe there is, so this is from Repro Factory, that they've got music using the MSX chip as well, so it'll be interesting. So it won't be exactly the same as the Colecovision, although probably exactly the same graphically. So we'll have to wait and see, and depends what enhancements they've made. So rather than me babbling on, which I seem to be doing today, let's go see if we can try out both of these games. This is the second time doing this because the colours were off the first time, so see if I can get as far. Okay, yeah, the colours are much better. Okay. Right, so oops, runs pretty fast, so I do a joust, so you've got to hit the opponent joust higher than they hit you. My auto fire on. Same mistake I made last time. Yeah. That was close. Ooh, that was also close. So of course, because we have the two sound chips, we have sound, obviously our music playing through our MSX chip, but with sound effects coming from the Coleco sound chip. Now, if you don't collect the eggs, well, it's a survival round, so I didn't die, so I got the bonus. Still all the same level jousters, red ones. A lot more of them now though. You can see the platform down below getting slowly burnt away. Oops, got me. No. Oh, that was close. Right. See the hand trying to grab me. And that white one there is a little bit better AI than the other ones. Too much. Went below him. Okay, you're safe until you move. Thank goodness. Oh, that was close. Right, egg wave. Now we have to collect all the eggs. We need a certain amount of time before they start hatching. Here, did it. Lose that middle platform. It's nice that it even has the platform disintegration effects. So you got a lot less cover now. That was an equal. There's a couple more platforms now, so it's really open up the top. wise. Very fine skills on the flat thing. It's nice. And got a higher score than I did last time though. Oh, missed him. No, it's going to go on. No survival points, of course. Now, pterodactyl. So, pterodactyl wave. It actually has the pterodactyl, which comes along. And the other way is if you take too long on them, you can't beat him. Got him. Yeah, pterodactyl. Woohoo! Oh, we lose another platform now. No. Oh, I did quite good. So as you can see, it's a very good conversion of the arcade game Joust, with nice added music as well. I'm not sure whether you can turn the music off or anything like that. That may actually be possible. And options, things like that, but very interesting. And you can play 2 players as well, which is pretty cool. Yeah, very pleased with that one. Alright, let's go and have a look at Codename Intruder. Right, so here we go. I'm just going to go for this. There may be times when we lose our video, but we're just going to have to wait and see. It's working. Colours, bit of difference there once again. So it does that. Obviously this is loading a lot of data from the cartridge and doing a bit of decompression, so there are a few delays in here. Okay, here we go with our intro sequence. Okay, so it's using a lot of overscan here too, so filling the frame quite well. An intro story, I might as well go through a little bit of it because there won't be a lot of videos out there. So we're just using, this is in my MSX 2 Plus, so we're using my MSX music output, so I do believe it will enhance itself with another FM music card, but I don't have a slot expander to plug multiple cartridges in at the moment, so this will have to do. Okay, I think that's the end of the intro. Okay, alright, we seem to be right. As I said, the colours I'm seeing the capture is slightly different from what I'm seeing, but we'll go with it, okay? This is using the Elgato to capture these different frame rates. Oops. Need my rapid fire on or I'm not going to get very far. So it's a very sedate shooter. There's actually not a lot of enemies to start with. So I had a quick game while I was figuring out whether or not I could actually capture it. These things come down and they shoot. Whoops. And there goes the capture. Well, what I might do, rather, because we seem to be losing the video all the time, I shall break and try if it's any different in another machine or different video output. Right, back again. You can see it in demo mode. I've got the colours a little bit better now. They were out of skew. So let's give this a try. So a little bit of a load. Back to the main screen, and off we go with the game. may get a little bit more background noise because the replacement power supply has a fan in it. So, as I was saying, for this attempt, fairly laid back shooter to start with, but it's showing multiple levels of scrolling. Like those things that don't hurt you. You have an energy bar so you don't just die when you get hit. Right, these are the power-ups. So that's giving us one level of power-up. So the enemies do move quite quickly. And this gives us the alternate thing. Now up the top you'll see an energy bar which will gradually deplete. So you don't get the weapons forever. Now I haven't worked out whether if they deplete only when you fire or whether it is purely a time thing. No, it's purely timed. Go lost in a weapon. A few bits then. So as you can see, it's pretty sedate to start with. Or at least there's rocks that are coming down now, which you can hurt us. Enemies. One of those guys. Starting with a few more enemies. Refreshed our energy. So back up to full shield. Lost our weapon again. So I've dropped a few mines and things. That gives us missed. Goodness me! How can I don't know what that did. And there goes the weapon again. Might have been a bomb we picked up actually, because there is a like a oops. First time. There we go. So here's the first boss. You can see the levels are quite long. They are repetitive. Start the boss here. Lost another life there, but so we're down to of our last life, so we might as well keep going. I'm glad we've sorted the capture issues out at least. Okay, let's go for a slightly different colour palette maybe. Have a different background. Some background things we can shoot. It's a bit sparse. Yes, but just missed that. And there goes the weapon. Better energy back. Backgrounds a bit difficult to see. It's supposed to be coming out sometimes. Energy. There you go, got some different enemies. Great, there's more than Joust. Get a bit harder now. It's time to get the power-ups and things. Whoa, there we go. Oh, what? Maybe with an extra. It's definitely ramping up the enemies. So it just takes a while to get going. Many things, but I'm trying to stay alive. Yep, pretty intense now. Oh, that was lucky. At least it gave me an energy fill up before we got to this next box. Right, now we have patterns. That's it, this boss before, so I have no idea. I came close to getting them. Alright, well, it's been both fun getting these homebrew games and playing them with you, and also sorting out capture as well. So it's good to know that I can capture these ones now, and I'm happy keeping the hit bit out here now, less mucking around with power. Obviously gets a better picture. Hopefully the fan, a little bit of a fan noise in the back doesn't get picked up by it. Alright, I'm Electric Adventures. Thanks to all my subscribers. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.
Somebody